Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Neptune in the fifth house in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the Neptune placements in the houses. They were a little bit concise. Some people may have referred to them as snappy, so what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is, well, Neptune in the fifth house can be comparable to Neptune in Leo, but naturally you've got to blend in the zodiac sign. Neptune in Leo in the fifth house could be different than Neptune in Aquarius in the fifth house, as an example. Neptune in astrology is connected with our dreams and fantasies. So if you have Neptune in the fifth house, well, dreams and fantasies, may be tied into acting, entertainment, performing. It could be doing some kind of work related to a circus, something that is attention-seeking. There may be involvement, in sports. I mean, if Neptune, say, is in Sagittarius, in the fifth house as an example, it could, sports could be connected with horses, horse racing, darts, archery, anything that requires, some kind of target. As an example, Neptune is in Aquarius in the fifth house as another example. Might be some kind of oblique or unusual, type sport. Now, also, too, dreams and fantasies may be connected with having children, romantic endeavors, if you will. It could be just romance in general, love, things. It could be the military, something, associated, product demonstration. Fifth house is connected with Leo, and Leo likes to boast things up naturally, and even creative endeavors. Neptune is also associated with inspiration, so there may be much inspiration connected with, again, creative activities or endeavors. It could be something with sports, attention-seeking endeavors, attaining greater personal popularity. It could be just children in general, whether it's having children or just matters with children. It could be doing some work that involves children. It could also be doing something just with your hobbies in general, hobbies, games, fun, amusement, enjoyment. Could be doing some fifth house related field or profession, such as cardiology, or working as a party events planner, something with entertainment, acting, as some examples. Now, Neptune astrology is also connected with hidden adversaries or hidden enemies, and in some cases, sadly, they may actually be, romantic partners. It could be a child or one or more children, if applicable, if you do have any. The hidden enemies may be connected with investments. It could be, investors you get involved with. It could be those that are, telling you one thing, that something's going to be very auspicious and profitable, when they know it isn't, when they just, all they're trying to do is get money from you. It could also be, hidden enemies can take on, embody, like Leo, qualities or characteristics. It could be people that are very gregarious, extroverted, charismatic, those that are creative, that thrive on excitement, as some examples. And the thing is to domineering. And another thing about hidden enemies, that they can be, those that that are, you could say, flamboyant as well. Those that, it could even be people that have actually figured prominently in your personal popularity. Also, too, Neptune in astrology is connected with idealism. It's what we can be idealistic about. And keep in mind, Neptune is also about unrealism too. So you may be very idealistic in matters connected with speculation, conjecture, investments. It could be where you need to just be careful and make sure you're seeing the fine print in whatever it is you're investing. Um, it could be, also to sports in general, your games, your hobbies, your amusement and enjoyment. I would be, careful in terms of, being, say, being overly idealistic to the point of unrealistic that, all your games, the things you do for fun, amusement, enjoyment, say, for example, can be an all to ends mean for happiness. It may give you some, enjoyment, but it may be something where you may, realize that's not, may not be the case. But at the same time, this is something that your things that are connected with sports, hobbies, games, those things, you may have certain idealism connected with, and whether it's winning, in some game or some sports, related competition. Now, also too, and also in matters with creative endeavors, being able to produce things, out of creativity that are, good, that winds up being something, say very successful, or something that you just did well, being very proficient in those matters. And also too, there could be, some interest in like, hypothetical, sports related matchups. Keep in mind, Neptune is connected, with things of the imagination. It could be things that are hypothetical. The fifth house is associated with sports. Neptune astrology is also connected with things that can be dissolving and dissipating. So if you have Neptune in the fifth house, keep in mind the fifth house does correspond with the zodiac sign Leo, so there can be some kind of dissipation or dissolving, weakness connected with the heart, the spine, the upper back. Um, it could be in personal popularity at some point in time. Matters with children, whether it's a connection with them, or even some kind of romantic involvement. Things of a speculative nature, investments. Um, and the thing too, about this as well, since Neptune is connected with what's dissolving and dissipating, the fifth house could, is also connected again with our fun, amusement, and enjoyment. So it can be, certain things you get involved in that you find, amusing, enjoyment of. At some point in time, you may feel that those things are, just kind of gradually dissipating. Doesn't mean they can't be replaced with something else that provides some fun and enjoyment for you. Neptune in astrology is also associated with deception and duplicity. So if you have Neptune in the fifth house, well, there may be, certain, deception, duplicity you may experience at some point in time with children, lovers, romantic partners. It could be people that you are involved with investments with, speculation, maybe sports athletes. It could be, your own confidence, your personal, maybe terms of personal popularity, because Neptune is also associated with self-deception, and such as be thinking you could attain, certain personal popularity that may actually be unrealistic, as some examples. And also, could be people that are, in entertainment, or actors, that you may be involved with. They may be, people that wind up being, somewhat deceptive and duplicitous, as well, or people that you're involved with, games, hobbies, amusement as well. May also express certain deception at some point in time. Now, Neptune is also associated with psychic receptivity, so you may be someone that has certain intuition on matters with speculation, conjecture, gambling, matters that are associated with children, romantic partners. Um, it could also be, in terms of your investments as well, which may be positive and auspicious. There may be certain, psychic prowess, intuitive prowess and ability in those matters. And just, in terms of just in general, with your own, enjoyment, and, people that you may share, hobbies with, fun, amusement, and enjoyment with. Neptune is also connected with, what is nebulous, unclear, and obscure. So if you have Neptune posited in the fifth house in your natal chart, in some cases, what could be nebulous and unclear could be the death of the dominant parent. Keep in mind, this is 8 houses from the 10th house. That's why it can be connected with the death of the dominant parent, which is often the father. Matters associated with sports, your own fun, amusement, and enjoyment. It could simply be, maybe confusion over whether, the hobbies you're involved with are things that are really producing any great enjoyment, or sports related matters as well. It could be children, lovers. There may be something about them that's a little, that you have trouble gauging, to whether it's the character, composition, or what have you. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.